What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about my 2023 buys. This is the S&P 500 year to date. We are clearly in a bear market. We have just been trending down this entire time. You could see this blue line is a major resistance. We just recently bounced off it. We're going to see if there's going to be any type of Santa rally or if we're just going to keep going down. We do have another rate hike coming in a couple of days as I'm recording this. I'm not going to really focus on the rate hikes. I think enough people cover rate hikes on YouTube, so you can watch those videos. I'm just here to tell you the 4 assets that I will be buying in 2023 and why. Now, again, do your own research. This is not financial advice, more of an opinion and at least my analysis. But the first one, and I never thought I would be a buyer of this, but silver. So the reason why right now silver's on my radar, and I actually did buy $1,000 worth of silver in my IRA a couple of days ago, is because a supply and demand discrepancy. You could see supply is gray. Whoops, let's not do that. Supply is gray, demand is black. In 2021, there was a huge demand, a huge spike for demand, and supply was very low. And then you can see right here, demand is higher than supply as well, and it's expected to continue to happen even in 2023. Why? What's causing this supply shortage and demand spike? Well, renewable energy. You have all of these EVs coming out, you have solar panels, and apparently you need silver to make those. This video is not going to be purely about silver, so I'm not going to really do a deep dive in this, but I thought it was very interesting learning about this supply and demand imbalance. And we've seen not only with Bitcoin, but stimulus checks and now rate hikes, which is quantitative tightening. I think we should all be experts on supply and demand and what happens when supply goes down or up. Demand will go up or down, and that increases or lowers the price. Think about everyone at the pump this year with gas. There was a huge shortage due to whatever you want to say, the war with Russia or coronavirus, supply chain issues, whatever the reason. But we saw a lot of the prices shoot up at the gas station, and then let's not even talk about the grocery stores. So we should all be experts in this. And I think, okay, I'm going to allocate some, not a lot, but some money into silver because I think there could be an opportunity here over the next couple of years. And that is going into the next thing, which I have a much bigger conviction for, and that is Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people might be saying Bitcoin's dead. It was back in 2021. It's over. Let's log this chart. You could see Bitcoin has these cycles. They have these booms and busts. What is happening with Bitcoin? Why does it go from $2 all the way up to 1400, crash down to 187, go all the way up to 20,000, crash down to 3,000, go all the way up to 69,000, and crashing down to 17,000? Why is it doing this? It's not random. There's a rhyme and reason to it, and it's Bitcoin halving or Bitcoin supply. So if you don't know what Bitcoin halving is, definitely look into it. It's super interesting. But for the first 4 years, since Bitcoin's inception to 2012, each block reward was 50 Bitcoin. Block reward is every, on average, 10 minutes. I'm not going to get super into it. You can do your own research on that. But the reward was 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Then a halving happened. And this halving happens every 210,000 blocks, roughly 4 years. The supply was cut in half. Now there's only 25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Then it was cut in half again in 2016, and it was only 12.5, then 6.25, and then in 2024, it's going to be cut in half again down to 3.15. And if we scroll down, you can see right here, it shows, here's the 2012 halving. The price on the day of halving was $12. 150 days later, $127. Price on the halving day was $650 in 2016. 150 days later, it was up to $758, and it ended up going all the way up to 19 to 20,000. And then in 2020, You could see that it was 8,000, 150 days later, it was 10,000. So pretty much anywhere, we could go back to the chart, anywhere between 12 and 18 months is where you have this boom followed by a huge bust, almost 85% bust each time. And right now, I think we're down 70% or 75% from the current high. The halving is gonna be somewhere here about May 2024. So that could be a good entry because 12 months later into 2025, 12 to 18 months later, we may very well see another all-time high. I'm going to log this chart again. But Bitcoin halving is super interesting. It's another supply and demand issue, and this is what happens after you have that supply shortage. It will disrupt the price due to demand. Because demand's staying the same, you're just cutting the supply. So that's what's causing these booms and busts. So yeah, I think this is a great time to buy Bitcoin. Again, that's my opinion. It's not advice. But if you want to go to lookintoBitcoin.com, all the charts are pretty much signaling green, signaling buy. Right here, you can see we're in the green zone. There's only been 3 other times that we have been in the green zone, and you can see what happens a couple months later or a couple years later. It reaches new all-time highs. So this could very well be a great buying opportunity. Again, it could go down another 50%. I'm not saying that that's out of the possibility, but it is on my list, and I will be an agnostic, a price agnostic Bitcoin buyer. I'll buy Bitcoin at whatever price because I do believe in it. Third on my list is VXUS. It is an international stock ETF. And what's really cool, if we go to holdings, there's over 8,000 stocks in this ETF. It is pretty much every single publicly traded company in the world minus the US stock market. One thing that's really attractive about it is the dividend yield. The yield right now is a little under 4%. That's a really attractive yield to me. And I think it's a great way to diversify because, yes, it is down 17% in the past year. Year to date, it's down pretty much 17%. But I think it's a good buying opportunity. It's a good way to kind of diversify because we don't know what the future holds. The last 10 years, the S&P 500 did great, and the international funds really didn't do too hot, but they kind of flip-flop every 10 years. 10 years before this time frame, yes, international stocks did much better. So I think now it's kind of time where we might see that turning and international stocks will continue to go up. And now, last but not least, even though I think international stocks are going to do really well, that doesn't mean I don't think the American stocks will also do well. May not do as well as international. My bets is international will do a little bit better, but I will still invest in the US stock market because I still believe in that as well. And everything takes time when it comes to investing. You got to be looking a couple decades out, which you should all know that. So, yes, I'm still investing into the VTI, which is every single American stock. If you take a look at the holdings, that is over 4,000 holding. It's not just the S&P 500, the top 500 companies. It is every single stock in America. But there you have it, the VTI, the XVUS, Bitcoin, and silver are going to be my 4 main buys and probably my 4 only buys in 2023. For silver, you could buy it on the exchange if we jump over to SLV. That is the ticker. You don't have to hold physical silver. You could actually go into your brokerage account and buy it. The ticker is SLV. At least that's going to be the ticker I will be buying, or what I already did buy a couple of shares about a week ago, and I will probably add to that throughout 2023. But guys, if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, and as always, I will see you in the next one.